It started as a strange medical anomaly. People stopped sleeping. At first, it was only a handful of cases, scattered reports from around the world of individuals going days without rest, yet feeling perfectly fine. No exhaustion, no yawning, no mental fog, just wakefulness. Doctors were baffled. Sleep aids did nothing. Patients described an eerie calm, an alertness that felt almost unnatural. But as the days turned to weeks, something changed. The first deaths came suddenly. A man in New York collapsed mid-sentence, his heart stopping instantly. A woman in Tokyo fell forward onto a train platform, dead before she hit the ground. Autopsies showed no cause of death, just bodies that had functioned perfectly 1 second and shut down the next. Then came the terrifying realization: no one who stopped sleeping survived. Before the panic set in, scientists, doctors, and conspiracy theorists all had their own explanations. Some turned to history. The ancient Greeks wrote about the concept of eternal wakefulness, a punishment from the gods. In Egyptian mythology, a sleepless curse was cast on those who defied the divine order. Could this be a forgotten prophecy? Others believed it was a modern disease, an unknown neurological disorder like fatal familial insomnia, which prevents people from ever sleeping again until their brains physically break down. But this was different. This wasn't genetic. It wasn't localized. Then there were the darker theories. Some whispered that this was a bioweapon gone wrong, a virus designed to enhance human endurance, but one that instead destroyed the ability to rest. Others feared it was something cosmic, a shift in Earth's electromagnetic field disrupting brainwaves and severing our connection to sleep itself. And then there were the conspiracies. Was it a government experiment that spiraled out of control? Was something in the water, the air, the food supply? Was it a test from an unknown entity watching how long we could last before breaking? No one had answers, but the world was about to find out that no theory mattered. Governments scrambled to contain the panic. News anchors assured the public it was rare, localized, nothing to worry about. But then entire cities stopped sleeping. People tried everything. Doctors prescribed high-dose sedatives, but they did nothing. Patients lay in hospital beds, their eyes unblinking, fully aware yet unable to drift away. Desperate families turned to ancient remedies, Ayurvedic herbs, hypnosis, even sleeping in sacred temples. Some sought out shamans, priests, exorcists, believing this was spiritual, not medical. But sleep never came. Neuroscientists attempted sensory deprivation, floating tanks, blacked-out rooms, even induced comas. It didn't work. Those affected remained trapped in a state of endless wakefulness, their minds slowly unraveling. And then, the countdown began. The first stage was acceptance. Those infected went about their daily lives, amazed at how much they could accomplish without rest. Productivity skyrocketed. Factories never shut down. Cities glowed with round-the-clock activity. But beneath the excitement, fear simmered. The second stage was delusion. Reality started slipping. Faces blurred, voices whispered in the dark. The infected saw shadows moving in the corners of their vision, things that weren't there. Or maybe they were. The third stage was collapse. It didn't happen slowly. There were no warnings. People simply fell where they stood, mid-conversation, mid-meal, mid-stride. Hearts stopped, brains shut down. Their bodies, deprived of whatever sleep really does, simply ceased to function. By the time the world realized this was the extinction event, it was too late. There was no cure. There was no treatment. No one who stopped sleeping ever woke up again. Entire cities turned into graveyards, filled with bodies frozen in the middle of life. The last humans roamed abandoned streets, wondering which of them would fall next. And in the end, the world didn't end in fire. It didn't end in war. It didn't end with a bang or a whisper. It ended in silence. because eventually the last person left awake will die standing.